All right guys, so today we have our Auxbeam switch panel that we're going to put into the Blazer. Right now I just have 3 aircraft switches in there and they're way down on the floor. The bracket I made for them wobbles and right now they don't even work. So Auxbeam reached out to us and wanted us to go over this new switch panel they offer. This one even has some allotments for daytime running lights and stuff, which is perfect because the steerable lights we have down the knuckles have daytime runners, so we're going to hook all that up. We'll show you in a second. We've already got the switch panel mounted up in the truck where the roof bolts on, so it'll be nice and clean out of the way. We're going to run the wires down through the roof channel behind the door seal and then up to the front of the truck. All right, so everything comes nicely and packaged in this box right in this foam right here in the box, of course. You have all your wires pre-made up, crimped, heat shrinked, even have the nice snakeskin wrap on them. This is the piece that you plug into the box and run into the cab. They send you 2 different options for mounts. You have this style, which is what I used on the Super Dually, and it's what we're going to use right here because it will elevate it up. Something I learned on the Super Dually that I didn't do is I put the box against the wall to keep this wiring and stuff tight. It makes it a real pain in the butt when you go to add wiring to it. So this time we're going to try it like this. It might not be quite as clean, but we'll get some snake skin and run it out of here and keep it nice and clean. So that's one option right there to do that way. Or you can run this plate right here and surface mount it flat somewhere. That would make it a pain in the butt to run the wires to it. So that's why I always go to this little offset bracket right here. This is what you'll be looking at. This is what I would call your control box or your main housing area. You can see you have all your solid state relays already built into it, all your fuses, all your powers and grounds, and it works just like hooking up like speakers to an old school stereo. You just back the screw out, stick it in there, tighten it up. No crimping, none of that stuff. You have all your pins and everything here. You have a negative and a positive, which of course you got your wires right there. And then they send you a breaker for whatever the amperage is that they can hold. This one's rated for 100 amps, so they send us a nice 100 amp surface mount breaker with a cover. So you obviously just run your power wires between there to the battery and you're good to go. So let's pop the hood and see where we're going to put it. All right, so we're going to take our plate right here. This is where the little handle and stuff goes for the jack that we don't have because we don't even run our spare tire most of the time. So we're going to self-tapper this thing right in here, just like this, and then it's going to help clean up all this wiring right here. There's a whole nother mess of wiring that runs over there to the fuse block that I put in, so I think it's going to go here. I might just take that washer fluid bottle out actually and keep it all over there and make it a little bit cleaner. So I might take that washer bottle out and see what we can do over here. So, as you can see right here, we have our nice little plate installed. All right, so right back here we have the block we've been using. We're just going to take those wires loose, get them all punched into our holder, and then we'll have all that cleaned up. None of those extra wires will be going through the truck anymore to the dash, and we'll have everything cleaned up and look a lot more professional, along with having a lot more function than just the on-off switches that we had before. These lights are RGB, so you can adjust the color of the switch to whatever you like. You can do strobe like you can on the other set in the Super Dually. You can even run chase, and this switch in particular has something really cool that I think would be useful if you were out camping or just walking around your truck at night or something and you don't want the lights to be full brightness. It has a dimmable knob. All right, so right here we have our KS-80 switch panel that Auxbeam sent us out. Couple cool features on this one is, one, you have the knob. I wasn't sure how I was going to like that, but you can come here, you can hit your lights, hit bright, and then you can adjust the brightness of the light. So like if you're at camp or something, you don't want them just bright, you just want them on so you can kind of see around. While you're setting up your camp, you can dim them down. I don't know how well that would work on a halogen setup like our KC's on the front here, but it would be really helpful on the LEDs. The other setup you have here is you have the chase. So the knob would let you adjust the chase speed of the lights, just like we showed you a minute ago. You have instant strobe, so you can strobe all of your lights. And then, of course, the knob adjusts the speed of the strobe. So if you want to slow them way down and just use them as hazards on the side of the road, if you had an unfortunate breakdown or if you're getting your buddy off the side of the road or something like that, you also have a toggle button where it just turns all of your lights on. You have your backlight here where you can dim out the brightness of the switch or brighten it up. And then instead of having to double tap the power button like on the switch panel we have in the Super Dually, you come over here and hit mode, and then you just tap through these switches here, and you can set them for momentary, you can set them for strobe, and of course then it'll let you adjust the speed, or you can set them for the chase feature right there on the yellow. But overall, super happy with the switch panel. Really like the upgrade. Instead of having, let's see, what is that, 6x3? Instead of having 18 wires in the truck for the old style switch panel there, we just have the one wire that's right here. We're going to route it underneath the roof cap when we take the roof back off. It runs right down here along the A-pillar and then straight through the firewall to the box under the hood. And we'll show you what that looks like in a second. Really cleans everything up. It's already got fuses, solid state relays. So if you buy a set of lights off Marketplace and it doesn't come with that whole, honestly, kind of janky wiring kit they all come with, you just take your hot and your ground, run them over there, plug it in. It's already fused, it's already relayed, and it's good to go. So it really simplifies the wiring process on these lights, or on any lights or any sort of feature. Like on the Super Dually, of course, we have our air horn or our train horn attached to one of them with the momentary setup. So you could literally run all your switching through here and not have to have anything on the dash if you're building like a custom buggy or a custom truck and you didn't want to use the switches and stuff that came from the factory. You could run them all through here or any of the other Auxbeam switch panels that they offer. So make sure to check them out. This is the second time they've worked with us, so really appreciate their help with all of our builds and stuff. Really love these things. You could even use them to do your heated and cooled seats if you wanted to. But we'll show you under the hood, and make sure to like, subscribe, and comment.